This is a video I never thought I'd be making. After 7 months of being on semen retention, I relapsed. 6.5 months in, it was so easy. I had little temptation. When I had temptation, I could just put it off, get it out of my mind. But the last 2 weeks, the flesh has been getting weaker and weaker and weaker. I've been praying to God. I've been in my Bible. I've been telling God I don't want to go back to this. And this is the thing. When I relapsed, I did not watch a video. The flesh was just weak. I had to just satisfy the flesh. And the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. I prayed to God. I prayed to God. I prayed to God. But it wouldn't go away. Each day, it's like I felt more and more weak until I finally gave in. Until I just felt just not in control and gave in. And it's sad, man, because when I did it, I even knew before doing it, I knew nothing was going to change. And when I did it, I felt disgusted. My flesh felt good. It felt good. I'm not going to lie. It felt good. But my spirit was like, man, what are you doing? Haven't we done this enough? Haven't we busted over like 9,000 nuts in our life? I mean, we were addicted to this 9.5 years, doing it multiple times a day. I've had my fair share. I've had my fill. But yet the flesh is never satisfied. And I need God's mercy in my life. And a righteous man falls 7 times, but gets back up. And now I can relate to that. Because for 7 months, I felt good. Well, 6.5. And I relapsed. I went back to my vomit. And I don't want to be living in fantasy land. I don't want to be fantasizing and thinking about all this stuff and giving into my flesh. Because if I give into my flesh, the more and more it's not going to be enough. I'm going to have to go back to videos. I'm going to have to do something to get that hit. But luckily, I only did it three times. And I repented before God. I wept. I apologized to God. I told God I don't want to go back to it. But now I have to do it to you guys. Now I have to apologize to you guys because I feel like I let y'all down. The fact that it's crazy, man, how things can change that quick. And I was telling one of my friends about a month and a half ago, I felt good, man. I've been on this 6 months. I have barely any temptation. It's like I don't even want sex anymore. Yes, I'm attracted to women, but I don't even want sex. And I'm still in that mindset. Sure, I'm attracted to women. I like women with butts, boobs, blah, blah, blah. But when I got that feeling, man, I just felt tired. I felt drained. I felt out of it. And it didn't feel good. Like physically, the feeling felt good. But after that, I just felt so out of it. Physically, mentally, spiritually. Now, I slept good that night. And I've been dealing with so much spiritual warfare every single night in my sleep. So I did sleep good that night. But the fact is, I'm not even interested in sex still. I want a connection. I want somebody to build with. I know sex is such a small part of a relationship, such a small part of being with somebody. And I know I'll enjoy it when I'm with the right person. But like casually or just to do it with a woman not being my wife, I don't want that. Like I'm really not in that mindset. And I haven't been in that mindset for a long time. Even with relapsing. I didn't relapse because I was lust. That's the thing. I wasn't tempting myself. Nothing in my life changed. I wasn't opening doorways. I wasn't doing any of that. The flesh just got weak. The flesh was just like, bro, let's get a dopamine hit. Let's feel good. Because I've been denying myself for so long. And it's just so crazy how things can change like that. And the mercy, look, in Psalm 86:15. But you, O Lord, are a God full of compassion and gracious, long-suffering, and abundant in mercy and truth. So God is abundant in mercy. Now, we cannot take that for granted. So let's say I believe in God, I love God, but then I'm saying, oh, well, God's merciful. Let me go out to the club, get drunk, get high, and try to hook up with a woman. Now, God would not be mercy in that case. But let's say we were once an alcoholic, or in my case, being a 9.5-year-long addict to play with myself. For 7 months, I've denied myself. Over 12 months since I watched videos. I slipped up one time in 7 months. God will be merciful to that because he knows I didn't want to do it. Even though I chose to, he can see my heart and he can see that I'm repentant. He can see that I feel bad about doing so and that I'm struggling. You know, I need him in my life. I'm weak, but he's strong. 2 Chronicles 32:21, and this is something I saw the day I relapsed. God withdrew from him in order to test him, that he might know all that was in his heart. So I genuinely feel God withdrew himself from me to reflect on things in the inside, because on the outside, I take action, but on the inside, I'm still battling a lot of stuff, man. Ego, pride, stuff like that. Now, it's not as bad as it used to be, but there's so many subtle things that I have to get in check, that we all have to get in check, that only God can reveal to us, because just by living life, we think that we're okay. But only God can show that to us. Only God can make that known to us. And it's hard, man. It really is. It's a walk that you'll have ups and downs. You know, one day you'll be feeling good, the next day you'll be feeling bad. But luckily, God doesn't change. 2 Chronicles 15:15. And all Judah rejoiced at the oath, for they had sworn with all their heart and sought him with all their soul. And he was found by them, and the Lord gave them rest all around. So, look, King David, man, was worse than King Saul. But the thing is, King David repented. King David knew when he did wrong. King David never turned his back on God. And God knows, us being in this human body, we will slip up. We are not without sin. We will slip up from time to time. We will give in. We will get weak. And that's what happened to me. And it humbled me. It definitely humbled me, man. And I need you guys to just focus on being the best you can be, but not so hard, man. Not so like, don't be overly religious. Don't think that, oh, I'm above people because I don't have this. No, man. Because like that, it can come back like it did with me. So look, trust in God. I'm sorry to you guys. I already repented to God one-on-one, so I don't have to do that again. But as you can tell, I'm just out of it. Like, I feel good, man. I'm still witnessing to people. I'm still doing my thing. But it's just, it's crazy. Because I felt so good. And I just relapsed. Like, what? Oh, man. I can't believe that. But it's a fight, man. It's a fight. A righteous man falls 7 times, but gets back up.